Okay, then. You have aggravated a spinal injury.
Since the first appearance ended with a hospital visit.
In part one, you witnessed why Chris visited the hospital. And once released, most people would go to their courthouse. But not our sovereign citizen. Chris heads back to get some justice. So let's find out what happens in part.
You got my head twisted behind my back here. I have a documented shoulder injury.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
Welcome to the John Ligato Show. I'm John Ligato. So let's begin part two with some highlights from part one. Backstory sounds simple enough. Chris was driving, stopped, and given a ticket.
You need a valid driver's license to operate a vehicle in the state of Colorado. So it's a citation for operating or permitting use of an unregistered vehicle. It's 10250. No points against your driver's license. You have two options. You can pay a check or money order within 20 days in an envelope I gave you, or you could appear at Alamosa County Court. Date and time was on the bottom left.
Chris wants his day in court. When the SOVCIT approaches the judge asks him to take a few steps back.
Because he does so. What you probably don't see is that Chris is trying to avoid, let me rephrase, absolutely unwilling to participate in any ritual that requires him to stand in a certain spot and say certain words.
I am letting you know, move over there, I will touch you and physically make you move over there. Those are our options.
Please do not push me. I have a spinal injury.
I am asking you to
I
move.
have a spinal injury. Do you understand me? Do you understand me?
Do you understand me?
No, I don't. No, I do not understand you.
This is not a place to be up in front of the judge.
Please do not punch me. Don't touch me.
I am not.
Do not push me. Listen.
Then listen.
I have a spinal injury. Stop touching. Stop touching me.
Come on, let's go. If you've got a spinal injury.
I'm asking you don't.
Okay, then. Then don't.
Common tell you to come on.
Just let's go. Let's go out there. We're on the state. You are under oath of constitutional.
Let's get him popped up.
There is no cooperation. No, no. No, look. No. It's because my cooperating with the officer. Please.
As I asked you to do.
I am asking you to stop. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I'm asking you to get down. I'm asking you to put your hands behind your back.
And I'm
not that
be...
hard.
So if you're hurting my back, I won't get hurt.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Drive some. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Stop putting that on my spine.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop attacking me.
Put your hands behind your back now, or you're going to get tased, you understand me?
I'm going to drive some place.
Please.
I am doing this because you're not cooperating. Do you understand?
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Your actions are unconstitutional.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Stop.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please. You have aggravated a spinal injury.
You're going to get charged with obstruction of justice today.
Since the first appearance ended with a hospital visit, the courts had to reschedule.
So in part two is Chris's triumphant return, but this time he has the aid of a cane.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Where you headed?
I don't know. I want to see a guy named Shellhammer, but he's not showing up on the docket.
Okay.
And I want your filming policy here.
Well, we'll have to get that from the, what is it, the court administrator.
Is that here?
It is here. I'm not sure if he's here or not.
I'll check this. Does this go through here?
No, sir.
I felt like he was stalling me. That was me testing a theory.
It seems that Chris is hankering to go another few rounds with this particular court staff.
Does this go through here?
No, sir.
I felt like he was stalling me. That was me testing a theory.
We'll wait there until I get a hold of him.
Hey, you know the filming policy here?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll tell you about it here soon.
He doesn't know. I asked him. Do you?
Do you?
Well, I was told, but I just assumed.
It might be different too, since this is a government building.
I was told here specifically, so that's why we get it, yeah?
Yeah, so he's gonna have to get it because it might be different. Because
I bet you're right, though.
I do remember not allowing people to come in and video the building. Does that make sense? Like you can.
It does not. I've always told lobbies, foyers, and hallways.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
It happens.
Chris is playing it cool this visit, but he does recognize that the deputies who tased, tackled, and cuffed him on his first visit are all on duty today. This is Joe Cool, and he's Chris's friend, and he's filming from the lobby and comments that,
and this is me on that second date, sensing something is off, but didn't know all that had occurred. But listen, this is the same cast of characters, so they know exactly what occurred. They know exactly who Shellhammer is. They kicked the guy out for trying to film it, so they probably know the filming policy as well.
It's a good question. What is the filming policy in most courthouses?
So we have a signature from Judge Sally Picorni. That's the one that's posted on the doors that says recording inside the Judicial Center is prohibited without prior permission of the court. This includes audio and video by any means. According to this does refer to the whole building.
The rules about recording inside a federal courthouse are clear. Except for devices used in connection with official court records, the following are prohibited in the courthouse. 1, radio or television broadcasts, and 2, the use of production or recording equipment that is A, photographic, B, electronic, or C, mechanical. That means no filming inside any part of the federal courthouse building. This prohibition exists in nearly every federal courthouse in America, and it has been repeatedly upheld. One can argue that filming in the public lobby of a federal courthouse should be protected by the First Amendment, but that argument, for now, has not prevailed with federal judges. You're out of the building, go.
This is why you film, too. See how hostile this guy is? No one would believe him. You guys wouldn't back me up. You never admit it, right? He's the boss. Your job would be in jeopardy. This is why it's so important to film. He asked me. This is why. What about filming in the court? You know those procedures? They make exceptions for media.
The judge implied that I was just going around harassing people and calling it journalism.
So the newspaper can go in and document, but as far as like visual stuff, I don't think that there's anybody.
Nobody.
I don't think so. No.
Damn, my shit's getting dry. You got some water here?
I don't. We have a drinking fountain.
No drinking fountain. I'll cut the camera off and go through if I can get some water and come back and restart this all over again. Yeah?
Or you could just leave it if you want right there, and it's just right around the corner over here.
Yeah, you guys will keep an eye on my camera. I don't trust this guy.
You can set it right there on the windowsill.
Yeah.
We won't touch it.
Right.
Leave it facing this way.
You gorgeous, man.
There's no audio in the courtroom, and I couldn't afford the transcripts, but the judge was familiar with the SOVCIT arguments, and the back and forth was great until this little lady entered the courtroom and tried to ID me under the guise of keeping my disposable lighter secure. I pulled her out of the courtroom and showed her my disagreeable side. You're about to hear her recount that story.
It's funny to me how that guy with the fur on his jacket, on his coat, he was very nice up here when he was recording, but then when I went and asked him his name because I took his lighter, I said, what is your name so we can document like whose property we have? he was like, "You are very rude. You do not come in the courtroom and ask me for my name." And so I started recording it, and he was like, and then
They go out there and record their cars, what cars they get into.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Only thing is that if they get pulled over, it's going to be
Another.
We're going to test that theory before the video is done.
This case was over no registration?
No registration is what they're calling it.
As we know it, private plates. You actually had, I didn't know nothing about this walking into here. You had the private plate set on there that I see on YouTube and shit.
There is a notification that it is private property. Yes, that's correct.
While I was talking to Chris in the hall, I got a text that a couple more of my friends were outside talking to the police.
We've asked you to turn the vehicle off, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to turn it off.
Okay, it's not going to turn
it doesn't
off.
need to be turned off.
That's all I wanted. We want you to turn the vehicle off. Put your hands
Thank you guys. Are you going to follow me around and become threatening?
What's your name and badge number?
Are you going to follow me around?
Am I going to ask what your name and badge number?
It doesn't happen, right?
No, it doesn't happen, right?
Yep.
You know what 16-3-311 is?
Wait, I need a photo.
Are you aware of the law?
Step back. Step back. Do not follow. Do not follow.
Please close your door. Please close that door. Please close the door.
Tells you to get in here.
Casey.
Funny, huh? Funny, huh? Go for it. Gang. You got to fly. Gang. Let's do it. We're live. We're live. We're live. Let's do it.
Voice.
Meet Amazing Audits, Lady Justice Liberty Press, and Good Citizen Media.
Chris contacted Joe Cool and the other auditor posse to film and harass the courthouse staff while he was in court.
Oh, just a bunch of sovereign citizens. This guy had court today, and they didn't like the way it ended, so now they're just raising Cain out there.
Did that cop really think we were going to hurt all these people?
Well educated, huh?
Is that why you hey, my mans, excuse me, you're the guy in charge here, yeah? Does this explain why you got in my face earlier? Because you had hostility already. It seems like reasonable.
I don't see any hostility here.
You know I could rewind the tape. You pinned me in this corner and
There's
you...
no hostility out here.
People and getting in their faces.
You should not have.
Do you see how you're walking?
Listen,
that's
bro,
called
you
escalating.
put your hands on
That
me
is the
last
definition
time
of
for no
escalating.
reason. I have a reason to redress you.
I was over here by myself.
CRS 16-3-311.
This entire case boiled down to this sovereign citizen's refusal to have a driver's license and license plates. Now, the traffic officer could have arrested Chris, but he just gave him a ticket involving no points, which Chris could have just paid. But Chris and his sovereign citizen friends decided not only to argue the ticket's legality in court, but also to disrupt the proceedings. And the result of the hearing was the same as every other sovereign citizen's bogus argument. Guilty. Well, maybe it's me, but sovereign citizens' refusal to abide by our laws is and will be always a losing legal argument, as long as America has laws. Now, that's my take on it. What's yours? The John Ligato Show is being brought to you from just outside the gates of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. If you like the show, please subscribe and like and pass the word. Semper Fidelis.